Sushruta for NEET is now available on the Google Play Store. Try it out for free.
Good evening, everybody. Hearty welcome to GKB's biology class. In the last class, I think we have studied about this. Am I right? So, you know the color blindness. What will come across is of two types. Protanopia. Please note down. Protanopia is a type of color vision deficiency where in these people there is complete absence of red retinal photoreceptor. Therefore, the people suffering from protanopia, they cannot make out the red color clearly. Look here. This is what you see, the colors of the rainbow as viewed by a person with a protanopia. Here, actually, it is supposed to be seen as red. Are you seeing red here? Are you seeing red here? Yeah? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, you are not supposed to see. So now, this is what normal vision we see. I am sure we are all feeling what color here? What color here?
Red.
Red. And the individual suffering from protanopia, they feel it like this. Okay. See how it appears red and green for us. Please unmute. Please mute. Please mute your. This is what green appears to us. Now, in the same way, deuteranopia is a color vision. In these individuals, the green retinal photoreceptors are absent. So they cannot make out a green color. Protanopia people cannot make out a red color. Deuteranopia people cannot differentiate a green color as you see now here. This is what we feel and this is what they feel. Understood? Now, you have another one, what is known as tritanopia. In tritanopia, blue retinal receptors are absent. They cannot make out blue color. See the blue color, what we see, and this is what they see. So in this way, protanopia, deuteranopia, tritanopia, you must be very much familiar with this. Now, recessive X-linked gene for color blindness shows the characteristic we have already seen, crisscross inheritance. Mother's defect is inherited by the son because son receives X chromosome from the mother. And this is a X-linked. And father's defect by the daughter because the daughter receives X chromosome from father. Have you understood this point? Please tell me.
Yes,
Have you understood? Yes. One of you must answer quickly. Now, let us have one of the marriages. Look here. A marriage between normal vision woman and a colorblind man. Normal vision woman and a colorblind man. What we shall write? For normal vision woman, look here, woman with a normal vision. Whenever we work on colorblindness or whenever we work on sex-linked character, always we have to write X. So this is a normal vision woman marrying a colorblind man. Colorblind man can be written like this, or I suggest you to write like this. What you write? For a normal vision, we shall say X capital C, X capital C, not like this, X capital C, capital C. Man with color blindness, you know, color blindness is due to recessive gene, X small c. This is what I always tell the students to write. Are you following me? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who is this? Who said yes? Hello? Hello? I can't see your name.
Yes, sir.
Aisha? Navya.
No,
Okay.
sir, it's
Please,
Navya.
someone of you should tell your name so that otherwise I have to once come out and write down your name. I can't make out. Okay, let me just write down, note down your names so that I can repeatedly ask whether you understood. Right? Who are all there? Aisha, Blessy, Kanisa, Charan, Dyuti, Janani, Nadira, Namrata. Hi, welcome Namrata.
Yes, sir.
Lakshmiraj, Rakesh, Vismita, Yashwant. Yashwant, hearty welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yashwant. Okay. Only these two students are there? Okay. Fatima. Fatima. Rafa. Rafa. Okay. Right. Okay. Whenever you get any doubt, please let me know. Vishwas. Okay. Right. Now, I hope you have, right? I shall. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm advocating is that always for the normal normal person, you write X and this, because you are dealing with the color blindness, you have to write capital C, capital C. It is a normal. So this is not colorblind man, colorblind woman. Colorblind man has a X small c Y. What is small c? Gene for color blindness. Now you tell me what is the F1? What will be the F1? Quick. F1. One X should come from here, should come from here. So all girls of this,
Carrier.
all girls are with capital X C and X small c. That means they are carrier. And boys are
Affected.
Colorblind.
boys are affected.
Yes, sir.
Boys are affected.
Yes, sir.
This is affected.
No, sir.
No, this is Rakesh. This is dominant allele. Color blindness is due to recessive allele. Are you catching my point? Prithviraj?
Yes, sir.
Rakesh?
Yes, sir. But only one X chromosomes in the male, no, sir.
Yeah, one
So they
X.
will be affected.
No, one X. But what type of allele? This is
Recessive.
recessive allele or dominant allele? This is recessive allele or dominant allele?
Dominant, sir.
So whether man is affected?
No.
No, sir.
No. Rakesh,
Yes, sir.
whether man is affected?
1 second, sir. I'll see.
Rakesh, color blindness is due to recessive allele. It is due
Yes,
to
sir.
recessive gene. Is it recessive gene or dominant gene?
Recessive.
Hey, he got this allele from the mother,
Yes,
From
sir.
the mother.
Understood. Yes, sir.
not
Dominant.
from father. Understood? Now,
Yes, sir.
what we shall do? Rafa, what we shall do? You got F1, girls, carrier, boys,
Unaffected.
unaffected. Now, what we shall do for getting F2? F1? Hello? What we shall do?
Cross the F1 generation.
Who said?
Kanisa.
Kanisa, are you going to have marriage between this brother and sister? Kanisa?
No, sir. No, sir.
Huh?
No.
That is why I wanted to ask. So, we shall arrange marriage between F1 type individual. Okay? Not F1. F1 type individual means that type of. So, what you will get? What you will get in F2? You will get in F2. Now, what is happened? You know, F1. What is that? They are carrier. Am I right? F1 is carrier, am I right? F1 woman is carrier, am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This F1 carrier, F1 carrier woman gets married to F1 type normal vision man. F1 type. We use it type. Kanisa, understood? Understood? Kanisa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. F1 type normal vision man means what I should write here? What I should write here?
X, Y.
Yeah. X,
Capital C and Y.
Y. Okay. So what will be the children? Children will be X, C, capital C, then X, capital C, X, small c. So, and boys, X, capital C, Y, and X,
small c, Y.
Y. So, the daughters are 50%. All daughters are normal vision, but 50% of them are
Carriers.
carrier. And men,
50% are affected.
son, 50% normal, 50% affected. Understood? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yashwant,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Namrata, Nadira,
Yes, sir.
Janani, Diti.
Yes, sir.
Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Charan. So, this is what you have. In the same way, now, colorblind woman, what you will write? Colorblind woman, X,
Small c, X, small c.
getting married to whom? Normal vision man. What will you write?
X,
X,
capital C.
capital C, Y.
So, I hope you can do it. Am I right? On your own? Blessy? Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Shall I go ahead? Vishwas?
Yes, sir.
Because I have to rush it through, I'm not going to the details of that. I hope you will do that. Am I right? Hello? Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can do it.
Yeah. Okay. I am sorry to tell you, perhaps it is my mistake also. I have posted 10 problems in Google Classroom. Have you seen that? Except Rakesh.
Yes, sir.
Except Rakesh, none of you have seen that. Blessy, Kanisa?
Sir, I didn't get the invite link for Google Classroom.
Okay, that is my mistake, I think. Okay, and only Rakesh has seen, others have not seen. I will see that the invitation sent to you. Okay, I have posted 10 problems on monohybrid cross. Okay, right. Now, I wanted to continue the next one. Inheritance of X-linked gene for hemophilia. You know what is hemophilia? Hemophilia is also known as the bleeder's disease, where when the wound takes place, it takes a long time for the blood to clot. It is a distressing condition. Blood takes an abnormally long time to clot. What do you call it? Hemophilia. This results in profuse and prolonged bleeding from even a slightest wound. Understood? Right? If at all you don't follow any of this point, please unmute yourself and ask me the doubt. Otherwise, I'll go ahead. Okay. Hemophilia is caused by a recessive gene carried by X chromosome. So, what you can write? You can write for a normal individual like this. Who is this? This is a normal woman. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? This is a
Hemophilic woman.
hemophilic woman. And who is this? Who is this?
Carrier.
Carrier
Carrier
woman.
woman.
Okay. This recessive X-linked gene for hemophilia shows characteristic of crisscross inheritance. It is mother to son, father to daughter. Okay? Okay? Right. Hemophilia is actually of three types. Hemophilia A, also called classic hemophilia. Please note down or take this screenshot. Hemophilia A is also classic hemophilia, is a deficiency of factor 8, clotting factor. Hemophilia B, also called Christmas disease, is a deficiency of factor 9. Hemophilia C, which is due to rare autosomal gene. It is not X-linked, sex-linked, it is autosomal linked. Can anyone tell me why it is called Christmas disease? Can you say, is it because it was discovered on Christmas Day? Any idea, Rafa?
Don't know.
Aisha? Pardon?
What is factor, sir?
Factor is clotting factor. You know, there are 13 clotting factors. I will tell you about that when I take up the first year topic. Clotting factor 1, Roman letter 2, 3, 4, 5, like that it is a 13 factor. That is required for clotting of the blood. Understood? Right? Who will answer my question? Why it is called Christmas disease? This is called Christmas disease because it was first observed in the boy by name Christmas. Okay? It is due to deficiency of a factor 9. So how to remember? A comes first, B comes next, 8 comes first, 9 comes next. Understood? Clear? Nadira? Janani?
Yes, sir.
Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You must know that Queen Victoria, very important, note down, Queen Victoria was carrier for hemophilia. And you can see that she is carrier, Queen Victoria. And this hemophilia was there in many of her generation. But now there is no hemophilia in any one of the members. Either they have died or whomever have possessed this allele, they did not pass it to the other. So now, at present, it is not there in any of the members of the family of descendants of Queen Victoria, right? It is estimated that about 4 lakh people worldwide have hemophilia. Remember, 1 in 10,000 people are born with hemophilia A, 1 in 50,000 people are born with hemophilia B. So which is more common, hemophilia A or hemophilia B?
Hemophilia A.
Hemophilia A is more common than hemophilia B. Are you following me, Yashwant? Namrata?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, I shall move to the next one. You must know, this is a new concept. It is not taught to in NCERT book. Please note down or have a screenshot. What is pseudo-dominance? Pseudo-dominance is a phenomenon in which a single copy of recessive allele is phenotypically expressed. What is called, on the other day, I have told you another term. If there is only one allele controlling this character, it is called what condition?
Hemizygous.
Hemizygous. So here, pseudo-dominance is I think Janani has answered. Am I right?
No, sir, Navya.
Navya, okay, sorry. Pseudo-dominance is a phenomenon in which a single copy of recessive allele is phenotypically expressed because a second copy of the gene is absent. Why? Because this allele is present on X chromosome and not on Y. This pseudo-dominance found in male in humans. This pseudo-dominance is found in male in humans and in female in birds because they are hemizygous. Okay, but you just remember, in the case of human beings, don't bother about birds. Right? Now let us look at the inheritance of Y-linked genes. Okay? Genes, I know I am going fast. You may not be getting sufficient time to take down the points because this is a different type of course where we have to complete both the second year and first year syllabus. Inheritance of Y-linked genes, genes present in the Y chromosome are called Hollandic gene. Very important term. Therefore, Y-linked inheritance is also known as Hollandic inheritance. One of the well-known cases of Hollandic inheritance is hypertrichosis. Have you heard about that? Hypertrichosis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
What is
sir.
that? Hairs on the nose. Am I right?
No, sir,
No,
yours.
sir. Yes.
Here. And it shows as a tuft. And remember, this character is exclusively associated with the male sex because men possesses Y chromosome and not the women. So women do not possess Y chromosome at all. This is the case of hypertrichosis. Am I right? So you can see beautiful pictures of handsome individuals with the tough hairs on the ear. Hypertrichosis. Here, another example for this. Have you heard about this? Ichthyosis hystrix. Ichthyosis hystrix. Vismita, Have you heard about this? Ichthyosistics is a rare inherited skin disorder. Have you heard about this? Vidyodaya students? Blessy?
No, sir.
Prathviraj?
No, sir.
No. Okay, I will show you. This, remember, ichthyosistics is a rare inherited skin disorder. Another case of forensic inherited. It is characterized by scaly skin. Hello, come on. Who is that? Hello? Okay, look here. This is a scaly skin. Ichthyosistics. Right? And this is the scaly skin. Are you seeing these pictures? Right? Ichthyosistics. So that is about the sex-linked inheritance. Now let us move to the next topic. Pedigree symbols and pedigree analysis. Are you seeing this slide? Yeah. Pedigree symbols.
Yes, sir.
What is this pedigree analysis? The idea that disorders are inherited has been prevailing in human society since long. You know, disorders are inherited from parents to offspring. This was based on the heritability of certain characteristics, features in families. Heritability means passing from parents to the offspring. After the rediscovery of Mendel's work, the practice of analyzing inheritance pattern of this trait in human beings began. What is that? Since it is evident that control crosses are not possible. In human beings, you cannot ask one to marry another, one girl to marry another boy because you wanted one character to study how it passes to the next generation. No, it is not possible. Control crosses are not possible in human being. We cannot ask any human being to marry because we want to study their future generation. So what is done then? So study of the family history about inheritance of a particular trait provides an alternative. This is what is called pedigree analysis. In your board examination, it is asked generally, what is pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is the study of the family history, of the inheritance of a particular trait. So, sir, Hi sir. Okay. So this is what you have. So inheritance of a particular trait, how it takes place in the family is the pedigree analysis. In the pedigree analysis, the inheritance of a particular trait is represented in the family tree over generation. Understood? This is the definition of pedigree analysis. Now, there are some standard tools. We have to look into the tools. Not only these tools which are given in the NCERT book are important, I am just giving you some other tools. Please have the screenshot of this. Okay. So, what these tools, what these symbols indicate? I hope males are always represented by square symbols, females are represented by circular symbols. And a line is drawn between a square and a circle. It indicates that mating takes place between them. That means they are wife and husband in our society. Okay? When possible, right? When possible, the square should be placed on the left. Generally, square is placed on the left, but you cannot say always. Sometimes the circle is also written on the left and square on the right. But otherwise, it is like this. Are you seeing this screen? Janani?
Yes, sir.
Nadira? Hello? Yeah. So, generations are connected by a vertical line. See here, this is what you have. The family with the father and mother, and this generation, they are connected by vertical line. From the mating line to the next generation. Children of a mating are connected horizontally by a horizontal line. And this is called sibship line. Are you seeing this? Namrata, are you seeing this line?
Yes, sir.
Sibship line. And these generations are connected by a small vertical line to this. Need not bother much about it. The children of a sibship are always listed in the order of birth. That means whatever is shown first, this is the oldest. Whatever that is the left hand side. Whatever that is shown last, it is the youngest. Oldest being on the left. Youngest being on the right hand side. Okay. Diamonds. Sometimes you see diamond. Diamonds are used when sex of an individual is not known. Not known means it is not mentioned. Don't think that it is ambiguous. You cannot make out. It is not eunuch. It is not mentioned, not known. Normal individuals are represented by open square or circle, and whenever it is shaded, that means they are possessing either that character, whatever is in the question, or the disorder, whatever is in the question. That means they are affected individual. They may be showing the character or they may be showing the disorder, right? So, and affected individuals by a solid square or circle, or filled square or circle. Heterozygotes, that means these are the homozygotes. Heterozygotes customarily are designated by shading half. By shading half. This side or this side, whatever it may be. Right? One more important feature is that carriers of a sex-linked are always shown by a dot. But now we are not following it. We are even for the sex-linked, we may give like this. Right? Now, you must know this. This is very important term. The proband, please listen to me. The proband or propositus is the first affected family member who seeks medical attention for a genetic disorder. That means, let us say that there is a sickle cell anemia in one family, but no one knew. And one day the grandchild, a male grandchild, is taken to a doctor. And doctor says that this grandchild is suffering from sickle cell anemia. So then the grandchild is called proband. Proband is also known as a propositus. Please note down, propositus or proband is the individual in whom the disorder was first noticed. Okay? Understood? You know, Dalton was a proband or propositus for what? Can you tell me? Dalton was a proband or propositus for which particular disorder? Anyone? Aisha, Blessy, Kanisa, Charan, Duti, Janani, Nadira, Namrata, Prithviraj. You know, he had one disorder. You are Dalton. Who is a Dalton? Navya?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about Dalton?
Yes. Sir, I think, I'm not sure. Color blindness.
Yeah, very good. Star of the day. Navya. Dalton was suffering from color blindness and he was proband for propositus for color
blindness.
Understood? Clear? Nadira, have you followed me? Namrata? Yashwant?
Yes, sir.
Vishwas? Vismita? So, Vismita, are you there? Individuals in each generation are numbered. Vismita? Idyalla?
Yes, sir.
Are numbered sequentially, beginning on the left with the Arabic numerals. Individuals are numbered. See here, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. So individuals in each generation are numbered sequentially, beginning on the left with the Arabic numerals. For example, the third individual in the second generation would be identified as third individual is identified as second generation. Generation is numbered, Roman numbered, and the individual is Arabic numbered, Arabic numerals. Okay. Each generation is numbered to the left of the ship line with the Roman numerals. Right? This is what you have, Roman numerals. Okay. Two lines drawn between a square and a circle indicate consanguineous mating. Marriage, very important. Consanguineous marriage. That is between two close blood relatives. Marriage between A girl and her maternal uncle. Marriage between a boy and his own sister's daughter. It is very good. Am I right? Vishwas? Is it good?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is good? Marriage between close blood relatives is good? Aisha?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Blessy?
No, sir.
Who said good? Vishwas?
No, sir.
Vishwas? Are you thinking of getting married to your own sister's daughter? She is so pretty?
No, sir.
Then, who said yes? Don't get married. Why we should not get married? Come on, tell me. Why? Why that consanguineous marriage is so dangerous? Quick, quick, quick.
I don't know, sir.
You don't know. Your sister's daughter is studying in which class?
Degree, sir.
Degree, then you can't marry her. She's elder to you. Okay. Radha Krishna, I don't want. Okay, come on. Namrata, Duti, who will tell me? Janani?
Disorders, sir.
Yeah, how? How? What happens? Remember now? Let me show you. Let me just tell you. Now you tell me. A girl having color blindness, that carrier for the color blindness, she marries a boy, normal boy. What will happen? What will happen? This will pass. Okay, no, I shall take another example. Not. Now let me tell you. Later I will give some other example. There is a girl with heterozygous for albinism. I will show you later. A boy also heterozygous for albinism. Albinism is a condition. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is called albinism. This is a albino girl, albinism. A girl with the heterozygous for albinism is due to recessive allele A. And this girl marries her own maternal uncle. He also has albinism gene, but it is heterozygous. To look into that, they are normal. They get married. What will happen? What will happen if they get married? They'll get
Albino kid.
albino kid. Possibility, no? Third kid will be, or fourth kid will be albino. They may get albinism, kid with albinism. So what? Here it will be normal. Here it will be normal. Only 1 out of 4 will be the kid with albinism. Can one get married or no? Like this, many of the recessive alleles which are in a recessive condition, which are always responsible for the disorder, are not seen in individual because they are in a heterozygous condition. Are you following me? There are so many disorders which are not seen in our body because we are heterozygous for that. We have a normal allele masking this recessive allele which is dangerous. So this girl is normal, but she has an allele for albinism. This boy is normal, but has an allele for the albinism. When this boy and girl marries, they'll get a child with albinism. Therefore, the marriage between closest blood relative is not good. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Or even then you want to get married? No. I hope you have understood. Otherwise, I'll tell you about that again later. Right? Now, coming back to this. So these symbols, consanguineous marriage. Have you followed? Anyone has any doubt about this consanguineous marriage and its effect? Aisha, are you there? Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Kanisa,
Yes, sir.
shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see Mendelian disorder. Broadly speaking, genetic disorders may be grouped into two categories. One is a Mendelian disorder and another is a chromosomal disorder. What is the difference between Mendelian disorder and chromosomal disorder? Mendelian disorder are mainly determined by alteration or mutation in the single gene. Remember, very important sentence. Mendelian disorder is due to alteration or mutation in a single gene. These disorders are transmitted to the offspring on the same line, just like a Mendelian principles of inheritance. The pattern of inheritance of such a Mendelian disorder can be traced in a family by the pedigree analysis. I hope you understood. Mendelian disorder is due to mutation in a single gene or alteration in single gene. Chromosomal disorder is due to alteration in the chromosomal number or chromosomal part. Most common, please take down this very important sentence. Most common in the prevalent Mendelian disorders are hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, color blindness, phenylketonuria, thalassemia. These are all examples for Mendelian disorder. Mendelian disorder. Right? It is important to mention that such Mendelian disorders may be due to dominant allele or recessive allele. It can be due to dominant allele or recessive allele. Have you understood this point? Rafa,
Yes, sir.
shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has any doubt so far? Anyone has any doubt?
No, sir.
Blessy,
No, sir.
Namrata,
No, sir.
Yashwant?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Cystic fibrosis. Now, this. Hello, come on. Who is that?
Mendelian disorders, how can it be by dominant allele?
No, why not? I will show you. I will show you. There is one disorder. I will show you. I am going to tell about that. There is a disorder called Huntington's chorea. Mendelian disorder is just due to change in one particular allele. Mutation in one particular allele. Okay. And this mutation, that is, what is mutation? It is nothing but a change in the sequence of a nitrogen base. I will show you. I will give you the example. Okay. You just wait.
Yes,
So
sir.
don't think that disorder should be always due to recessive allele. It can be due to dominant allele also. Some sort of normal allele. Normal allele, a normal dominant allele gets mutated because of a change in the nitrogen base. What is mutation? Mutation is nothing but a change in the nitrogen base resulting in the wrong production of a protein. If the wrong protein is produced, you please remember who asked you this question. Is it Kanisa or Navia?
Kenisa.
Kanisa, please remember, whenever we say that some disorder is there, disorder is due to wrong production of protein. Production of protein, which is wrong, whatever protein is required, instead of that protein, some other protein gets produced. That is what a result of mutation. Okay, so now we shall see here, cystic fibrosis is a hereditary disease. Just take this screenshot. This is not there in your NCERT book. You must know that what is cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis, individuals suffering from cystic fibrosis produce a thick and sticky mucus. And this clog the lungs and obstruct the pancreas also. It is a thick mucus. And here, that you have the screenshot of that. I will show you this. This is what a normal airway. Normal airway. This is one with the cystic fibrosis. Can you make out thick mucus here? This is what is called cystic fibrosis. Understood? Like that. By pedigree analysis, one can easily understand whether the trait in question is dominant or recessive. We can make out whether this disorder is due to dominant or recessive. We shall study that later. Similarly, the trait may also be linked to sex, or as seen in case of hemophilia, it is evident that this X-linked recessive trait shows the transmission from carrier female to male progeny. Right. Now let us look into this. Look here. You have two diagrams here. And this, whatever it is shaded, it is showing this A diagram. It is said that it is autosomal dominant trait. I will tell you how to make out whether it is autosomal inheritance or X-linked inheritance, and I will also teach you how to find out whether it's a dominant inheritance or recessive inheritance. So figure here, A is autosomal dominant inheritance. Example is myotonic dystrophy. You must know, very, very important. And this B is autosomal recessive inheritance, and it is an example here is a sickle cell anemia. We shall see that. We will look into that again later. Now, whenever we come across the disorder, question is asked. What is asked in the pedigree analysis? This diagram is given. Only this diagram is given, and you will be asked to find out what type of inheritance it is. It is autosomal linked to dominant inheritance, dominant trait or disorder. Is it autosomal linked to recessive trait or disorder? Is it a sex-linked dominant, or is it sex-linked recessive? Can you tell me now, without any myself teaching about this, can you tell me what type of disorder it is? Blessy, Duty, Rakesh.
Autosomal dominant, sir.
Autosomal dominant trait.
How you say? How you
Because
say?
as the
Parent is affected.
So?
woman is affected.
Pardon?
Woman is affected, so sir.
Women is affected. So what? Okay. Prior to that, I have one question. Okay. Now, this is first generation, right? This is second generation, right? Now, how many individuals are there in second generation?
4.
How many individuals are in second generation? Which are number?
4, sir.
4. Is it? What is the number? You tell me. What is the number? 1. This is
2.
2. This is
3.
3. This is
4. No, that is not the
this is
4.
4, sir.
4. This is
No, sir.
Navya.
Yes, sir.
You said that this is not 4. Who said this is not 4?
Kanisa, sir.
Kanisa.
Yes, sir.
I want to find out whether your mother should consider, this is the mother, whether the mother should consider her daughter-in-law as a daughter or not.
Daughter only.
You don't want your mother-in-law to consider you as a daughter, equal to daughter? What is it?
Daughter.
So this is 4. This is 4. This is 5. This is a 6. Don't consider that only the children born to those parents are the number and not the others. Please tell your mother today itself, she should treat her daughter-in-law as good as daughter and son-in-law as good as what? Son. Okay. So don't leave anyone. You have to number like this. Now my question is that, is it autosomal? What type of inheritance it is? Now, how to know? I am going to teach you right now. So, interpreting, please have the screenshot of this. Interpreting a pedigree chart. First, determine whether the trait or disorder. Trait means any character. Can you differentiate what is it trait and the disorder? Come on, anyone? Yeah, give me example. One for trait and one for disorder. Come on. Yes. Now, having 6 digits in the hand is trait. Having color blindness is a disorder. I hope you understood my point. Trait means some additional character, some character. It need not be a disorder. Is it that have you heard about this? What is condition called? Having one more finger.
Polydactyly.
Polydactyly. Remember, polydactyly is due to dominant allele. Someone has asked me, no? Hello? Polydactyly is a dominant allele. disorder due to dominant allele. It is not a disorder, it is a trait. Kanisa,
Yes, sir.
understood? You are keeping quiet. Clever girl.
Yes, sir.
You tell me whether trait is dominant or recessive. First, you have to know whether dominant or recessive. If the disorder is dominant, please have the screenshot of this. If the disorder is dominant, one of the parents must have the disorder. Very important. If the disorder is dominant, one of the parents must have the disorder. If the disorder is recessive, neither parent has to have the disorder because they may be heterozygous. Understood? Understood? Have you followed? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Vishwas? Blessy?
Yes, sir.
Prithvi?
Yes, sir.
Look here. What type of disorder it is? Dominant or recessive?
Dominant.
Dominant.
Why?
The parent is affected.
One of the parent has
Affected.
disorder, affected. Okay? So it is dominant. Dominant. What is this?
Recessive.
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 Okay, recessive. Now we have to find out whether it is autosomal or sex-linked. Autosomal dominant means condition is transmitted in unbroken descent. Underline. Take down this screenshot. The autosomal dominant means, you know what is dominant and recessive? You already know. Autosomal dominant means conditions are transmitted in unbroken descent from each generation to the next. That means every generation there should be affected individual. Autosomal dominant. Autosomal recessive means trait will only show when homozygous. It will skip generation. Understood? Understood or no?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me. Everyone understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you please repeat again?
See, I will show you. I will show you example. If at all it is autosomal dominant, this in all generation you see the affected individual. Unbroken descent. Descent means going from one generation to another generation. Condition is transmitted in unbroken descent, unbroken line. That means from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Each generation. Understood? Who asked this? Yashwant or Ishwas? Who asked this?
Ishwant, sir.
Yashwant, see here. Now, sex-linked. I will give you example for that. Sex-linked. Sex-linked dominant. I hope you know. No? First of all, you have to make out whether it's dominant or recessive. How to make out a dominant or recessive?
If parent is affected,
Whether parent
Parent
is affected or no.
Yes, it is a dominant. If the parents are not affected, it is recessive. Autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive. Autosomal dominant, continuous, generation to generation. Sexual dominant, trend does not dominate. Sexual dominant, trend does not skip a generation. Any males must have mothers with the trait. Any males must have mothers with the trait. Recessive, skips a generation. We are now looking into sex-linked dominant, does not skip generation. Sex-linked recessive skips a generation. Let us see the example. Okay.
sir,
Now,
what is the difference between autosomal and sex linked then?
I will show the example, then you will understand. Okay. You take the screenshot of this. Taken?
Yes, sir.
Took?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will take the example. Now you have the screenshot of this. First. Screenshot of this. Right? Autosomal means inherited on chromosome 1 to 22. In human being, there are 22 pairs of autosomes. That means genes are present on autosome. Autosomal means inherited on chromosome 1 to 22, while sex-linked means inherited on X or Y chromosome. Autosomal recessive example, please take down, always asked in examination. Phenylketonuria, PKU, Tay-Sachs disease, albinism, sickle cell anemia, they are all examples for autosomal recessive. All examples for autosomal recessive. Autosomal dominant, example, Huntington's disease, Canisa, autosomal dominant.
Yes, sir.
X-linked recessive, color blindness, hemophilia, This is very, very important. G6 glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. G6PD deficiency. Glucose 6 PDH. Phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. G6PDH is an example for one more example for X-linked inheritance recessive and X-linked dominant. Example hypophosphatemia. Y-linked inheritance hypertrichosis, ichthyosis, cystics. I hope you have taken a screenshot, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
What is a Tay-Sachs disease? Just to know about that. Tay-Sachs disease is nothing but destruction, the disorder resulting in destruction of nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. And this is due to the accumulation of fatty substance. Due to accumulation of fatty substance, right? That makes the nerve cells defunct. Okay, right? Now, another example is albinism. I have already told you, albinism is a congenital disorder that is seen right from birth. Congenital disorder characterized in humans by the complete or partial absence of pigment in the skin, hair, eyes. Albinism is associated with number of vision defects. Okay. Now, lack of skin pigmentation makes more susceptible to sunburn, skin cancers, etc. This is one. Remember, I have seen one particular girl who suffered from albinism and who was the student of the college where I have taught subject. And the only one mistake her father did was, her father was high school teacher, good friend of mine. He got married to his own sister's daughter. And he got albinism affected daughter. And this girl had so much problem. She cannot come in the bright sunlight. She cannot see properly. And with the moment she comes out, she used to get a burning sensation. Therefore, please avoid getting married to closest relative. Whatever may be the beauty in your sister's daughter is there, let your sister's daughter get married to someone. Whatever the wealth and handsome your maternal uncle is, don't get married to him. Let him get married to some other girls. Understood? So don't go for consanguineous marriages. Right? These are all albino individuals. Right? Huntington's disease is a fatal genetic disorder that causes progressive breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. Progressive breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. Individual with one allele. Individuals, this is a heterozygous condition. Individuals with both allele, this is autosomal linked, both get affected. Homozygous and heterozygous condition, they get affected, and it results in deterioration of a person's physical and mental abilities. This is the woman suffering from Huntington's disease. Understood? Okay, it is due to dominant allele. Now, okay. So, what pattern of inheritance does this trait follow? Quick.
Autosomal dominant.
Autosomal recessive.
Autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive?
Autosomal
Dominant.
recessive.
How someone said autosomal dominant?
Yes,
Here.
sir.
If it is a dominant, it should be seen.
In the parents.
All
Affected
generations.
individual in
yeah.
every generation.
So, every generation.
In the
So
offsprings.
it is autosomal recessive. Okay. What is this?
Recessive.
What is this?
Autosomal dominant.
This is dominant.
Autosomal dominant.
Dominant. Autosomal dominant. What is this?
Autosomal recessive.
Autosomal recessive or sexual recessive?
Sex-linked recessive.
Yes, you have to know little bit of practice. You must see from where to where it might have gone, right? So from a man, it has gone to daughter, but it is not expressed because why? She might have been carrier. From that daughter, it has gone to again her son. Understood? This requires little bit of practice. I don't have that much of time to deal with that, and let me tell you after some time when we get some free time. Or you can ask some questions during discussion class. I hope, have you attended discussion class yesterday? DCC, physics. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
You have
Yes, sir.
DCC. What is that? Doubt clarification class. Yesterday you had that class from 9 o'clock in physics. Today you'll be having
Chemistry.
have you seen that link?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, at that we shall know more. Okay, what is this? Quick. What is inheritance? Why this much of time?
Autosomal
Autosomal dominant.
Autosomal dominant. Okay, right, this.
recessive.
Autosomal recessive.
Autosomal recessive.
Autosomal.
Is it not a sex-linked recessive?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Why?
No carrier.
Why? Why? You cannot have
Because
like,
in
like
third
this.
generation.
Like this, you cannot have if it is sex-linked. Because it is passed from father to
Crisscross.
son. No, it cannot be sex-linked. It should be autosomal recessive. Okay? Right?
Sir.
I will leave this part.
Sir, but in the autosomal
Yeah.
recessive,
Yeah.
generation affected persons will not be there, no?
No, autosomal recessive, it skips a generation. Here, parents
Yes, sir.
don't have. They are not with the trait or deformity, but the children has. This means heterozygous. Whenever you see that there is no parent affected, if it is passes that, it is autosomal recessive. In the dominant, parent should have. One of the parents should have. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we shall take up this later. Right? Yeah, Y-linked inheritance. See here, how it is a Y-linked? It passes from man to man to man, male to male to male. No females are affected. So it is indication Y-linked inheritance. You also have another inheritance, what is called mitochondrial inheritance. How you can make out mitochondrial inheritance? See here, this woman is affected. Right? Both are children are affected. Boy is affected here. Father is affected. But none of the children affected. Mother is affected. Both the children affected. You may be knowing that we get mitochondria only from our mother, not from father. Mitochondrial inheritance always is carried from mother to children, but not from father to children. Please have this additional information and screenshot. Hello? Namrata, do you feel that it is very fast? Yashwant?
Yes, sir.
Namrata, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us look into Mendelian disorder. Mendelian disorder, you know, I don't say about color blindness. Some of the examples for Mendelian disorder. You have already studied about this. Okay, shall I skip over this? Right? We have already studied about hemophilia. Right? Have you studied about sickle cell anemia? Hello, mute yourself. Have you studied sickle cell anemia? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, sickle cell anemia affected individuals have HBS alleles. What is this HBA? These are normal individuals. What is this? HB is for what are these individuals?
Carrier.
Heterozygous.
Heterozygous. Yeah, please mute yourself. Hello. This is normal, this is heterozygous, and this is a affected individual. Now, what is the sickle cell anemia? You know, have I taught this in my last class?
No, sir.
You know, yeah, please mute yourself. You know, hemoglobin is made up of 4 chains. What are they? Navya? 2
Yes, sir.
Beta to
alpha,
alpha.
2 alpha and 2 beta.
beta. In the beta, 2 alpha chain, 2 beta chain. In the beta chain, there is a slight mutation in one pair of gene where, you know, you see here A nitrogen base and its complementary base is T. This is mutated, A is mutated to T. Understood? Can you see this? This mutation in one pair of gene has resulted wrong type of RBC to be produced. Instead of round RBC, it is a sickle-shaped RBC gets produced. Understood? Understood? This is due to point mutation. So what happens? Because of change in nitrogen base, wrong mRNA gets transcribed. This is normal mRNA which results in pooling of glutamic acid. When mutation has taken place, this results in a transcription for wrong mRNA. This results in a pooling of wrong amino acid valine. In a sickle cell anemia suffering person, in the position 6th of beta chain, instead of glutamic acid, there is valine. This replacement of glutamic acid by valine makes the wrong type of RBC to get produced. The RBC produced will be with a sickle shape, and this fails to carry this hemoglobin in this RBC fails to carry oxygen, and more than that, they form a clump or aggregation in the blood vessel, obstructing the blood flow. Have you understood my point, or you want to still more explanation? Can you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Iti? Yes, one? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So what you have to know is that here mutation takes place. A is mutated to T. So mRNA with the GAG is not produced. In that place, GUG will be there. Even a GAG was there as a nitrogen base in mRNA, it resulted in a pooling of glutamic acid. When a GUG came, it started pooling of valine. Of course, what is this pooling, how and all, that I will explain in a molecular basis of inheritance chapter. Defect is caused by substitution of glutamic acid by valine at the 6th position of the beta globin chain. This substitution amino acid in a globin protein results due to single base substitution at the 6th codon of beta globin gene, GAG to GUG. The mutant hemoglobin molecule undergoes polymerization, that means coming together under low oxygen tension, causing the change in the shape of RBC from biconcave to sickle-like structure. Right? This is what you have said. Phenylketonuria, it is an inborn error. Metabolism is also inherited. Remember, it is an example for autosomal recessive trait. Sickle cell anemia is an example for, it is also an example for autosomal recessive trait, not a sex-linked. We have only 3 examples for sex-linked recessive trait. What are they? Which are they?
Hemophilia.
Huh.
Color blindness.
Then, one more. One more. How that much quickly you have forgotten? G6 PDH deficiency. Understood? Oh my goodness. Have you not taken a screenshot of that? Janani,
Yes, sir.
what are you doing? Navya,
Yes, sir.
G6 PDH deficiency is another example for
Sex linked.
recessive trait. As a result of this, the affected individual lacks an enzyme. What is that? In phenylketonuria individual, the affected individual lacks an enzyme that converts amino acid phenylalanine to tyrosine. Remember, phenylalanine is an essential amino acid. This phenylalanine gets converted into tyrosine because of the enzyme, right? Phenylalanine dehydrogenase. As a result of this, phenylalanine is accumulated and converted into phenylpyruvic acid. So phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. Tyrosine is very important for the hormone production of a thyroid gland. So phenylalanine is accumulated. It is not transferred. There is no enzyme pertaining to that. So this makes phenylalanine to get converted into pyruvic acid and other derivatives. Accumulation of this in brain results in mental retardation. There is also this is also excreted through urine by the poor absorption by the kidney. Now let us go to thalassemia. thalassemia is also an autosome-linked recessive blood disease transmitted from parents to the offspring. Remember, autosomal-linked recessive blood disease. Always you should remember this. Which is autosomal linked, which is X chromosome linked, except that three, all others are autosomal linked recessive. So here, when both partners are unaffected carrier for the gene, this autosomal linked recessive blood disease transmitted from parents to the offspring when both the partners are unaffected carrier. The defect could be due to either mutation or deletion, which ultimately results in a reduced rate of synthesis of one of the globin chain, alpha and beta chain. One of them. So thalassemia is of two types: alpha thalassemia and beta thalassemia. In alpha thalassemia, production of alpha globin chain is affected, so alpha globin chain is produced less. In beta thalassemia, production beta globin chain is affected, so beta globin chain is produced less. Understood? Clear? Clear? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there are two types of thalassemia. What is thalassemia? What is thalassemia? Thalassemia is an autosomal linked recessive blood disease where either alpha chain or beta chain are produced less. When alpha chain is produced less, it is called alpha thalassemia. When beta globin chain is produced less, it is called beta thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia is controlled by two closely linked genes. Two closely linked genes, 4 alleles. 2 genes, 4 alleles. HbA1, HbA2. So HbA1, there are 2 alleles, HbA1 and in another locus, another HbA1. Understood? HB for hemoglobin, A for alpha thalassemia, HbA1. So, and another chromosome, you have HbA, what is that? Quick. HbA2, HbA2. What is this chromosome number? You must remember that alpha thalassemia is controlled by two closely linked genes, HbA1, HbA2. Am I right? Is it correct writing like this? Janani? It is not on a different chromosome. It is on same chromosome. They are linked genes. You did not raise any objection. Alpha thalassemia is controlled by two closely linked genes. This is one, this is another. Two closely linked genes. Linked genes are genes present on same chromosome. Which chromosome?
16.
Chromosome number 16 of each parent, and is observed due to mutation or deletion of one or more of the 4 genes. 4 genes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 genes or 4 alleles. The more genes affected, less alpha globin molecules produced. More and more are affected, less and less alpha globin produced. Okay? While beta thalassemia is controlled by single gene HBB or chromosome number 11. One gene, how many alleles? 2 alleles. Understood? Clear? Clear? Coming to the chromosomal disorder. Chromosomal disorder is the inborn disorder, gender disease seen right from birth. And remember, it was first explained by William Bateson in 1902. And what you should know, in gender disorder or in chromosomal disorder, you come across aneuploidy. What is aneuploidy? Several disorders arise due to chromosomal anomalies like aneuploidy. Always ask a question for 1 mark. What is aneuploidy? Aneuploidy is a condition which involves absence of 1 or 2 chromosomes. Absence, hypo, less, or presence of 1 or 2 extra chromosomes. What is hyper? In a normal set. Either it is 46 minus 1 or 46 minus 2 or 46 plus 1 or 46 plus 2. This is hyperploidy, this is hypoploidy. Aneuploidy is further classified into following types. Monosomy. Please remember, in our body, in a diploid organism, each chromosome is present in 2 copies. What is say? Disomy. Disomy. Each chromosome is present in 2 copies. Why 2 copies? Because you have one of these on paternal side, another on the one is the paternal and another maternal. So you have each chromosome number 1, 2, chromosome number 2, 2, chromosome number 3, 2, chromosome 22, 2. So monosome is a condition where it is a condition where one chromosome is absent from the karyotype. What is karyotype? Karyotype is a chromosomal complement of a nucleus. The chromosomes are pictured and they are photographed, and depending upon the size they are arranged, and then this particular complement is known as a karyotype. It is a picture showing the chromosome of a particular nucleus in a descending order of their height, karyotype. So monosome is a condition where one chromosome is absent from the karyotype. So in our karyotype, each chromosome is in a 2-2 copy. What is a disomy? So monosomy means it is represented 2n-1, 46-1, 45 in human beings. Let us see the example. Look here. All these chromosomes are this is chromosome number 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. What is one more or one less? Here, this chromosome, whatever it is shaded, it is not there. So all chromosomes are in 2 copies except the sex chromosome. It is in a 1 copy. So what is it called? Monosomy. Monosomy for sex chromosome. What do you say? It is also called allosomic monosomy. Allosomic monosomy. That is monosomy for allosome. Have you understood? Have you understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you following? Is it difficult? Rafa?
Yes,
Rafa?
sir.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, trisomy, it is a condition where one extra chromosome is present in a karyotype. That means 2n+1, 46+1, 47. Look here. All 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Which one is in a 3 copy? Which one is in 3 copy? Which
21.
one is in 3 copy? Chromosome number 21. So, chromosome number 21 is in a 3 copy. So, we call it a trisomy for 21. Trisomy for chromosome number 21. Understood? Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
This is also called Down syndrome. The former one is called Turner syndrome. I will tell about the Turner syndrome, Down syndrome later. So I hope you have understood the concept. You have understood the concept? Monosomy means some chromosome, instead of 2 copy, it is present in 1 copy. Soma means body. Som is body. Disomy in 2 copies. Monosomy, some chromosome is only in 1 copy. Trisomy, some chromosome is in 3 copies. Have you followed this? Charan? Vishwas? Charan? Vishwas?
Yes, sir.
Who is this? Charan or Vishwas? Allosomy is required, not required? Aneuploid in human beings. Aneuploid is caused due to non-distinction. What is non-distinction? Remember, during meiosis, during zygote, the paternal and maternal chromosome come together. And later, during this, after crossing over, gets over, they separate. Coming together of this homologous chromosome is called junction. Separating is called disjunction. Not separating, not disjunction. Are you understanding my point? Are you understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
Homologous chromosome during zygote stage, paternal and maternal chromosome, they come together. They form bivalent. They form tetrad. After that, crossing over takes place. After that, they separate. Am I right? Am I right? Kanisa, followed. Navya.
Please repeat it.
Now, during zygote, what happens? During zygote, you know that the synapses that takes place? During zygote, leptoten, zygote, packetane, diploten, diakinesis, these are 4 stages of meiosis 1. During zygote, there appears attraction between a paternal and maternal chromosome. Okay? Paternal and maternal chromosome, they come together. They form a bivalent. Already each bivalent is so duplicated. So they are in, now they are forming tetrad. After zygote, after they come together, after they form synaptonemal complex, after now they show crossing over. After crossing over gets over, now there is a chiasmata formation and the spreading of that. Then these two pattern and matter chromosomes separate. Coming together is a junction. Separating is a disjunction. Not separating, going together. You know, these two homologous chromosomes during first meiosis, one homologous chromosome should go to one pole, another homologous chromosome should go to another pole. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, they are not going separate. They are going together. Two sisters not getting married to two separate gentlemen. They are going to marry one only. They go to one home only. Another home get nothing. Whenever these two of the homologous chromosomes, they come together, it is a junction taking place today in zygote. Later, after the crossing over gets over, they separate. This is a disjunction. Failure to separate is a non-disjunction. Understood? Blessing?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Are you telling yes because of my satisfaction?
No, sir.
So all of you have followed? It is a meiotic error. It occurs due to failure of a pair of homologous chromosomes to segregate during meiosis. As a result, one daughter cell receives both the chromosome of a pair and the other without chromosome of that pair. Non-distinction maker either in allosome or in autosome. You know, allosome or sex chromosome. It results in various disorders. Understood? Please to note down these points. Okay? Look here. Have the screenshot of this. And whatever I said, you just follow this, you will understand. Shall I go ahead? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Before I forget, tomorrow we are going to discuss the question. Have you seen that PDF?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the PDF which I sent? Genetics
Yes, sir.
MCQs.
Sir.
Yes,
sir.
Please come with the full answer. Tomorrow it should get over in my class. All the questions we should complete in tomorrow's class. If it is something pending, I will give the key. You have to study yourself. Right? So, aneuploidy in autosome, Down syndrome or 21 trisomy. What is this Down syndrome or 21 trisomy? Can you tell me what is this? Chromosome number 21 is in 3 copies. It is autosomal trisomy. It is the most familiar human autosomal aneuploidy. This was first identified by physician, British physician Langdon Down. It is named after him Down's syndrome. It was earlier known as Mongolism or Mongoloid DDC because the individuals suffering from Down syndrome, they have the mouth wide open like this, right? Therefore, it is called Mongolian tribe. Now, you are not supposed to call it Mongolian tribe because these people have gone to international court and brought a verdict that none of the people in the world, they should call it a Mongolian tribe and they should not insert some disorder in their name. So, I have not said it a Mongolian EDC, you have not heard it. It occurs in 1,000 live births. This incidence is greater among babies born to aged mother above 45 years. Those who become pregnant for the first time, those who get a child for the first time after 45 years, they are bound to get a Down syndrome individual, baby born. Therefore, please, as soon as your medical gets completed, make it a point to get married and get one papu and give it in the hands of a grandpa, grandma and go for MD and do MD, do specialization later. Such a babies will have one extra chromosome in the 21st pair of autosome. Therefore, their karyotype shows 47 chromosomes. You tell me, now Down syndrome individual is a male or female? Male or female?
Female.
Female.
Who said female? Navya? Navya?
Yes, sir.
Female?
No, sir, I didn't say.
Then who said it? Kanisa?
Yes, sir.
You said it.
Yes.
How that it can be affected? It can affect the gender. Is it not that it is one chromosome more in chromosome 21?
Yes, sir.
Then how that it is said it is female? It can be
Male or
Female or male.
female or male. So chromosome number is 47. It may be 44 plus 1 plus XX. What is this one? What is this one?
Extra carbon.
20. Third one. 44 plus 1 for XY. So it can be male or female. Please remember, one of the most important feature of this Down syndrome individual, this is what karyotype of that. Please remember, carotid Down syndrome, short stature, small and slant eyeball, sagging, salivating mouth. Their mouth is slightly tilted and all is salivates. Swollen lips, thick tongue. Please have the screenshot. Enlarged forehead, flattened nose. Most important is epicanthal fold. It is not mentioned in your NCERT book. Very important. Are you hearing me, Yashwant? Prathviraj?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Epicanthal fold. Who said yes? Prathviraj? Prithvi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Epicanthal fold, which make them appear like Mongolian people. Reduced limbs with stubby fingers and toes, obesity, low intelligence quotient, mild mental retardation, uncoordinated gait. They don't walk properly. They walk slowly, uncoordinated gait, obesity. Understood? How they look like? This is what? Down syndrome individual. Okay? These are all stubby, short fingers. And there will be sometimes gap between the great toe and slight gap between the next finger, next toe. Don't start looking into your feet, Kanisa. Why you are looking at your feet? Don't look that. Okay? So this is what a normal palm crease, and this is a simian crease, fused one. Right? And this is the epicanthal fold. Can you see one fold, extra fold? Can you see? You
Yes,
don't
sir.
have. You don't have. Can you see? This is epicanthal fold. Have you taken all? Have you taken all?
Yes, sir.
Epicanthal fold. Understood? Okay. This is what you have in your NCERT book. Right? And I will start with this. I will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow my class is at 7 o'clock, not at 5:30. Understood? Okay? See you. Bye.